Hello, everyone. It is July 5th, and yesterday was July 4th, the day that everybody, well, in the US, began to set up their barbecues, play a little football, and light up some fireworks at the night to celebrate their independence. To celebrate Satan's independent spirit. Um, I notice that within my religion as a Jehovah's Witness that lots of Jehovah's Witnesses, they watch the fireworks. They watch from their windows and their porches, and they watch the light show. It's kind of a surreal thing, really. While everybody else celebrates their independence, Jehovah's Witnesses watch people celebrate their independence. They don't join them in their festivities. They don't go to their barbecues. They don't play with the worldly people and celebrate the independent spirit. But they watch people celebrate their independence. Something to kind of go along with that, subversive thoughts. Thoughts you may not be allowed to have at the Kingdom Hall, or in any of the Jehovah's Witness social gatherings. One case in point, in my earlier years, I was well, still am a baptized Jehovah's Witness, but clearly I'm disguising myself for, well, to keep my family. That would be nice. It'd be nice to still talk to my folks once in a while, so, uh, yeah, I'm still technically a Jehovah's Witness, but not in my thinking, not anymore. Um, what was I talking about? Oh yeah, subversive thoughts. Thoughts you probably shouldn't be talking about. What if we're wrong? What if our understanding of the Bible isn't true? Now, you listen here. Only the governing body is allowed to reevaluate our belief system and our thinking, and then tell us what we believe at the next convention. You got it? Um, Back a while ago, I was reading a book called "The Better, the Better Nature, the Better Angels of Our Nature: Why Violence Has Declined" by Stephen Pinkerton. He is a sociologist, an anthropologist, somebody involved in a lot of historical thoughts and studies. And I remember getting into this book. I remember reading it and seeing how interestingly how people's attitudes towards violence on a cultural scale has changed, and even how deaths and violent actions in themselves have decreased over in history's time. There was a peak in the 80s, but eventually went back down in the 90s in our current state of affairs. Well, I began to express some of these books, some of these thoughts to um, the other people in the congregation, my friends. And they go, well, the Bible says this, the Bible says that. We're living in the last days, and times are going to be even more increasing in violence. So I don't know why you're reading that book. Well, you see, the funny thing about Jehovah's Witness culture is that it's not really, it's not really smiled upon to be reading things that are subversive to the narrative of Jehovah's Witnesses. Because if you do, that kind of sends red flags for everybody. You can't have these certain thoughts. You can't have these reevaluations of your religion. If you do, well, you could find yourself in a judicial committee with a few elders if they feel like that your thoughts warrant a criminal thought crime charge. And what is the punishment? Well, they take away your friends and family, of course. You no longer get to speak to them. And I learned to let things be when it comes to reading the scriptures, or maybe finding out new information that disagrees with the narrative of Jehovah's Witnesses. I leave it alone. It's why I come here now and share my subversive thoughts, talk about certain things. It's only that recently that I've begun to reevaluate my religion and my life. That I have seen a lot of abuses, I've seen a lot of injustices, and they go unspoken, they go unsaid. It goes into child abuse at times. Not just sexual, but physical, emotional, mental. And it's not easy to talk about. And it's not going to be easy to share. But this is why I'm doing this. To celebrate my independence. In a way, even though I still have to cloak my face. I still have to disguise myself. Nobody's going to know who I am or why I'm doing this. But if there's any confusion amongst you, it is because for whatever reason, I can't hold these terrible tragedies in me anymore. I've seen too many broken families. I've seen too many criminal behavior, and I can't let it go. I can't. Some people might be able to. They might be able to go, oh, just move on. Just move on with your life. Well, guess what? This is my life. This is who I was born as, and this is what I was born to do, to talk about these things. I know that I'm probably talking about some kind of destiny, but it's not that. It's a responsibility. And if you too are a Jehovah's Witness who are having thoughts that you're not supposed to have, or you'll be judged, then I commend you. Please join me. If you're afraid of losing your family, put on a mask, put on a disguise, start talking about your life. Start talking about the things that have happened to you. Start talking about it. They want you to go away because that's the only way they're going to get rid of this problem that's stacking upon them and their religion, is for you to shut up and to stay quiet. And I'm telling you, that's not what you should be doing. You need to turn on your cameras. And if you need to put on a disguise to save yourself, then do so. You don't have to be an eloquent speaker. I'm not. I'm going to trail off sometimes. I'm going to lose focus. I'm not going to be all there all the time, but I'm doing this because it's something that needs to be done. They don't want you to talk about these injustices. They don't want you to talk about the family that split up because some of the kids started having these subversive thoughts. And then when the elders met at their house, and the elders convinced the father and the mother, look, you need to, she's 18 now, you need to throw her out. And they did. And she took her little sister with her. Her little sister didn't want to have anything to do with this either. I don't do these things as an attack on freedom of speech or right to religion or whatever, as I might be demonized as a person who is attacking somebody's right to religion. I'm not. I'm giving people a choice, a chance to not slink away and to stand up and talk about what's gone on in their lives. There's a difference between the messenger and the message, and the messenger is being abused by the message. The Jehovah's Witness is being abused by its religion. I hope this just isn't banter, and I hope that it means something. And while there may not be much content in this video, all this is just, look, we have to be this change. We have to be the ones to stand up and talk about it. We can't just continue and let other people talk for us. We have to share our experiences too.